I've convinced my entire family not to attend my older sister's wedding after she intentionally made it the same day as our younger sister's graduation. Erin was the one supposed to tie up our family. She was born premature, so I understand that my parents coddled her to an extent, but it's more than that now. Growing up, despite the fact there were already 5 kids in the house, her needs were always taken care of a lot more than ours, as her birthdays were turned into a much bigger deal, and both of my parents spent way more time with her than with any of us. And this has made her quite entitled. Erin's getting married and recently told us that she's brought the date forward due to a cancellation, but the new date lands on the date of my second youngest sister Nadia's high school graduation. Erin was sympathetic but said she's already committed to the date. They've printed the invitations. My parents said that they just have to miss Nadia's graduation. We were all sympathetic to Nadia, but it wasn't intentional. Or so I thought. You see, Nadia later told me and my older brother Leo that she was there when Erin got the call about the cancellation, and when Erin suggested a new date, Nadia told Erin that she was graduating that day, but Erin just laughed and accepted the date anyway. This, as much as I hate to admit it, sounds like a very Erin thing to do. She booked her engagement party for the night of Nadia's 18th birthday. She also announced her engagement at my oldest sister's wedding. Everything is about her. I confronted Erin about this and she said that Nadia's high school graduation didn't matter. She wanted to get married to the love of her life sooner, and our family had been to plenty of high school graduations at this point anyway. Here's what gets me the most. Nadia's been looking forward to this for so long. She's watched all of us graduate and have these huge celebrations thrown by our parents. I asked Nadia what she wanted and she said she wanted to have her day. So I told my family that me and Nadia won't be attending the wedding. My brother Leo has also dropped out. Everyone's angry. Erin's furious, and I didn't make it better by telling her that I could watch our other siblings get married since it's all the same in her eyes. Mom's trying to convince me to come to the wedding because graduation isn't as important, but I feel like if I don't do this then it sets a precedent in Nadia's life that she's always gonna mean less than Erin. I've had messages calling me an asshole, an idiot, etc. They're telling me to step up and be a good brother, but that's what I'm doing. My son is supposed to be the ring bearer, but with how my family is reacting, I'm considering pulling him out of the wedding too. My dad's told Nadia he'll take her to dinner after the wedding. Nadia's currently staying with me because mom won't stop cornering her. Update: it's been 2 days since the wedding and a lot of stuff has gone down. So last Friday, Leo and I went to speak to our parents and my golden child sister Erin. I wanted to tell them that I'd be pulling my son from the wedding. Our older siblings ended up turning up as well. So it was us 4 standing up for our younger sister Nadia. Leo had spoken to them the night before and helped them see things more clearly from Nadia's eyes. Apparently, it didn't sink in with them that Erin chose the date intentionally. There was a lot of yelling. Erin accused me of trying to sabotage her wedding. Our parents tried to convince me to let them take my son to the wedding, but I stood my ground. I felt a lot stronger with my older siblings with me. There's only 2 years between me and Erin after all. Luckily, the oldest, Lydia, was there. Her words carry more weight as the eldest, and she didn't give Erin or my parents room to argue as she told them that Erin chose the date intentionally, admitted as much in front of me and Leo, and that this was normal behavior for her. Lydia told them that if they continued to favor Erin so blatantly, the rest of us would go no contact. Our dad started yelling, not at us, but at Erin. Surprisingly, I've never seen him so angry before, and to see it directed at Erin was shocking. Our mom asked us to leave. We didn't hear from anyone on that side until Monday when Erin's fiancé, George, asked to meet us at our parents'. He apologized to Nadia. He didn't know that the wedding and graduation overlapped, nor did he know that it was something Erin did on purpose. Our dad was the one to tell him. What followed was a long talk between us, during which we all aired our grievances. I told our parents that we all felt that they valued Erin more, that none of us mattered to them compared to her. Her artwork always went up on the fridge. Ours always went in the drawer. I told them that, as a parent, I could never imagine treating my child like that. Erin tried to argue. She tried to tell us that we were trying to turn her into a bad guy, trying to turn our parents against her, trying to sabotage her wedding. Our mom told her to be quiet and that it was our time to talk. George stepped in to tell us that he didn't expect us to attend the wedding, but we were welcome to attend the reception. He went so far as to say that he wished he could have canceled the wedding altogether, but it only cost him more money than he'd spent by bringing it forward. Mom's willingness to hear us outlasted less than 24 hours. By Tuesday, she was begging us to reconsider. Apparently, our feelings meant nothing in the face of Erin's dire stress and the fact that people would be questioning our absence on the big day. I haven't spoken to my mom since, but I did ask my dad to bring me some of Nadia's things because she is going to be staying with me full time. We have officially gone no contact with our mother. Dad took Nadia out for an early graduation celebration on Wednesday. They had a daddy-daughter date that I think she really needed. He apologized for a lot of things and told her he wanted to do the same with the rest of us, but Wednesday was about her. I'm happy she got that one-on-one time with him. She was happy coming home to me. In our sibling group chat, she said that she really thinks Dad is going to try to mend bridges with us, even if Mom won't. Dad also turned up early yesterday morning to give Nadia flowers. He told her that he was proud of her. George even called while he was getting ready for his big day to congratulate Nadia, which I really appreciated. We didn't hear from Mom or Erin. Our paternal grandma ended up coming to the graduation graduation with us. It was a great day. We didn't think about the wedding. Didn't think about Aaron. We just had fun together. My son got to wear his aunt's cap and gown, and nearly drowned in the fabric. Our grandma tried on the cap too. We took photos and sent them to our dad, who posted them in a Facebook post he wrote to congratulate both Erin on her wedding and Nadia on her graduation. And we laughed about how it must have ticked off our newly wedded sister. We went out for dinner, and we as siblings gifted Nadia money for a week away with her best friend. Things are going well right now, but I doubt Erin will let them stay that way. It has been 5 months since all of that happened, and so much stuff has gone down. It's unbelievable. So right after their wedding, my sister Erin and her husband George went on their honeymoon, and their absence sent our mom into a frenzy. She wasn't used to having no one around. Someone was always visiting. Mostly Erin, but the rest of us would visit out of obligation, and to see our youngest sisters Nadia and Lexi. With Erin on her honeymoon, and the rest of us, no contact, mom had no visitors, and she really didn't like that. Literally, the day after Erin left, we started getting bombarded with phone calls from her. She tried convincing Nadia first, which our eldest sibling Lydia thought was a strategic move because Nadia is the more timid of all of us in this, more likely to be persuaded. When Nadia turned her down, she turned her sights on the rest of us. We all got identical phone calls with her, trying to persuade us to go visit her, to understand her, to see things from Erin's perspective. She even brought up the circumstances of Erin's premature birth and how it was a miracle that she was even here. My other brother Josh told her to do better with baby Lexi. Lydia blocked her number. When the phone calls didn't work, she started turning up at our homes. She continued spewing much of the same crap she had over the phone and before the wedding. She didn't understand what she'd done so wrong, why we were treating her like this. She called me ungrateful and disrespectful. She accused us of harboring unnecessary jealousy towards Erin and that she loved us all equally. I didn't respond to these comments. I was just trying to prevent her from going inside and saying the same things to Nadia, who was with my partner and son in the living room. Her comments didn't deserve a response, and when she was done, I asked her to leave as calmly as I could. But truthfully, I felt a little like crying. Who wouldn't feel crappy with her mom yelling in their face like that? Trying to downplay years of pain and calling it unnecessary jealousy. My siblings and I have been let down time and time again by her and our dad ever since Erin was born. They missed out on so many things over the years, both big and small. But we had one thing that they never missed, and we were happy with just that one thing, and that was our high school graduations. But they couldn't give that to Nadia. They missed Josh's college graduation because Erin broke her leg. It was an accident, I get that, but they never made it up to him. They never celebrated this huge achievement afterwards, and he just had to grin and bear it. Erin turned up to my baby shower because Erin didn't want to go and wanted them to get their nails done together instead. But our jealousy is unnecessary. Asking her to leave made her switch tactics though, and she started calling out for my son, trying to coax him to go to her and telling me that she had a right to see her grandson. My partner stepped in then because she was seething and took my place at the door. Mom yelled some more, but she left when my partner threatened to call the cops. Mom repeated this song and danced with my older siblings, but similarly got nowhere with them. Then came the Facebook posts, indirect rants about ungrateful people, and how shocking it is that some kids could turn against their parents so easily. Erin somehow got involved while on her honeymoon and called Lydia to scold her for being mean to our mom. But as I've said before, Lydia's angry and she's had enough. Whatever she said to Erin prevented her from calling the rest of us. There was then a Facebook post about how much it hurt to be kept from grandchild. My mom's sister called me and there was yelling and even calling my fiancé the N-word. I blocked the number. I know Dad was trying to convince our mom to just leave us alone. He kept apologizing because she just wasn't listening to him. Erin came home after 2 weeks. She tried reaching out to Lydia again, asking for us all to talk because clearly we all have some issues to work out. We did not turn up. Erin was very angry at that because she's not used to us not turning up for her. Now while our mom was on a rampage, our dad was still trying to do better by us and he's improved a lot. He and I went out for a meal together, just the two of us, grabbed a drink and he apologized. It wasn't a generic apology that he could have repeated to all of us about how he's sorry that he hurt us and neglected us, but he brought up specific instances that he wanted to apologize for. He thought back on all those years and picked out moments that he wanted to apologize to me for. I know he did the same for the others, but having him apologize for things like canceling a fishing trip because Erin needed him was something I wasn't expecting. And I never really cared for fishing, but I wanted to go on that trip because I always saw it on television, you know? I'd always see a dad and son fishing together and I wanted to have that. I wanted Dad to prove that I was a priority to him somewhere deep down. It didn't happen and I never asked again. But we went fishing a few days later after he apologized. What started as a trip between the two of us soon grew into a family day out when my siblings expressed an interest in going fishing too. My brothers first, then Nadia and even Lydia, who hates the smell of fish. She brought the youngest, Lexi, and I brought my son and it was great. It was one of the best days of my life. I suck at fishing but I'm pretty great at collecting seashells. It was brilliant. Our parents did end up arguing when Dad went home. The argument was mostly because Mom didn't understand why we were still in contact with him and not her. She found it insulting that we were repairing our relationship with him. She was angry that Dad wasn't pushing us to forgive her or why he wasn't stopping us from acting out. She was angry angry that he didn't extend an invitation to her and Aaron for the fishing trip, and she was even angrier when he explained that their presence would make us uncomfortable. Mom started giving us the silent treatment a few months later, and my dad moved out of their house after a month of that. While we were getting the silent treatment, Dad was bearing the brunt of her anger, and it really took it out of him. He was trying to do better by us, and she was trying to villainize us, and he ultimately told her that if she didn't take accountability for her actions soon, then he'd be contacting a lawyer. Mom didn't take him seriously. He's been staying in Lydia's guest room since. Mom doubled down and said that he was blind for not seeing how we were manipulating him. Unlike the rest of us, Dad obviously still has regular contact with Aaron, and according to him, she's even told Mom to reconsider what she is doing. Unsurprisingly, Aaron's involvement is what got Mom to relent. I'm not sure if she's thinking about how she's treated us or if she's silently stewing.